Oh my, has times finally changed? For years, I did videos about just being complete sellers markets starting to get balanced. And now Zillow has a new report looking at different markets. Orlando's in this report. Is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market? And is it finally time to start writing disrespectful offers? Meaning, look, if I'm not only a loan officer and on a mortgage company, I'm also a real estate investor. And even if you're buying a home, which is a different calculation than a real estate investor, it's still better when things are in your favor and you have more flexible sellers. So we'll look at some of the data and then look at how you can use that data going forward this year and next year. Hey everyone, this is Rayce Robinson, your favorite Florida mortgage broker, and a quick look at rates going into this week. Right now the 30-year fixed rate is 6.27. Remember, everyone's rate is going to be different, and you can see this trend is obviously down. So we have broken below this 6.5 where we were holding, and we're on our way down. And that's a trend that you're going to see continue. We have the Fed meeting coming up in a couple weeks, and we're going to look at what they're saying as far as potentially, at least what the market's saying, that they could drop rates to, and how much of an impact that could have on our market. But let's look at the lay of the land first, as it is right now. So when we look at year over year changes in active inventory for sale, this is really everywhere in the US between August 23rd and August 24th, so over the last 12 months. Anything in kind of this deep green, blue is over 50%. And when you look at nationally here, just everywhere, right? There's obviously some markets that are flat, but everywhere, pretty much nationally, building up inventory as affordability got really, really bad with rates just a year ago, almost to 8%, right? And then you've just got inventory building up as buyers just sat on the sideline. And when we zoom into Florida here, look, all of Florida, really over 50%, almost every market, I believe here in Central Florida, we're close to 100% over where we were a couple years ago. So inventory has continued to just creep up. And what does that mean as far as if you're a buyer or seller who has control? This is an interactive map showing where sellers or buyers have, and it's a look at Zillow's market, what they call their heat index, and they're looking across the nation and looking at where the inventory's at and who's finally getting control. Well, when we zoom into Florida here, they have actually Orlando listed as one of the places that they're looking at, and they're saying a 44. So they're giving this score here. When you look at how they're rating this, they're saying 70 or above is a strong seller's market, 44 to 55 is neutral, and anything below really 44 starts turning into a buyer's market. These are the top 10 hottest markets, none of them in Florida, right? These are a lot of Northeast states. And then when we look at the top coldest markets, we do have Gainesville, Florida, Cape Coral, Florida, and Naples, Florida. And again, when we look at Orlando here with this 44, that means we are right on the edge of being a buyer's market. We're 44, so you can see we're right on this edge of what they're saying is a buyer's market. This is important because I like to look at trends, and the trend has been from complete seller's market to more of a neutral market and slowly creeping into a buyer's market. And you have to know your area. Obviously, I'm in Oviedo. Every single market in every single state or county or whatever is going to be different. But even here in Oviedo, which look, when you look in at the data at the top 10 most competitive cities in Florida, Oviedo is always bouncing around between this 1 to 5. Even here, when I talk to real estate agents, the houses are getting slower as far as the active offers that they're getting. And that makes sense because we are heading out of the summer season into the fall and winter, which nationally and even in Florida typically is a slower time. And so who do I think is going to benefit from this, and what is the way that I would view this, and who's going to be the winners and losers? So let's start with the losers. There's so many people that I talked to said they wanted lower rates to be able to buy a house. Over the last year, I've heard that so many times. I believe the losers are the people that aren't going to get off the sidelines and actually not put an offer in or go out and start looking at homes, and that are waiting for some big market correction that the data just shows is not going to happen. And when you have this market shifting into more of a balanced market, it does provide opportunity. I also think losers are going to be sellers who have waited to sell their house, and they put it on and they look in their neighborhood and The top sale they can find is $680,000 and they list their house for $750,000. Every seller, I'm in this boat, thinks their house is worth more than probably what the market thinks. And right now the market is going to win. It doesn't matter what you think. So sellers that need to sell still will, but people that want wish pricing are not going to get it. Their house is going to sit on the market. Now winners, and here's a big one. One, sellers still can sell, still can get the going price for your house. Houses are not on sale. But if you're a buyer, man, what a tremendous opportunity. So many people worry about a little bit of a price correction. A $10,000 discount on a home changes your payment $60. What's available when I say writing disrespectful offers is if you see a house sitting on the market, you can be asking for closing costs and 2-1 buy downs and all of these things that you couldn't ask for before. And even if you look at buying your rate down, we just had a client get $8,000 in seller concessions. We used every penny of that to buy their rate down. All of a sudden, we're getting a rate well in the mid fives. So you can play with the numbers that you couldn't have done before. Why do I think that the buyers that are waiting for the price correction are going to miss out on a huge opportunity? Because look where rates are headed. Rates are going down. Mortgage applications are going through the roof. Why is that? People buy on payment. And when we look at the next Fed meeting here, the market now pricing in a 70% chance that we will cut a quarter and a 30% chance that we'll cut a half. And then I like to look at the very distance that they have here, which is December of next year. And if you kind of add these up here, which is the consensus, all of these here, they're predicting a 250 basis rate cut to the Fed funds rate, which is going to drive rates lower. I promise you, if rates fall as far as what they could based on these Fed projections, we're going to get a lot of buyers entering the market. You want to front run that and you want to get opportunity because look, as inventory gets soaked back up, sellers are going to get less flexible. So I believe the next 6 months is a golden opportunity for buyers. I'm a real estate investor. When I see a house on the market for 60 days, you bet I'm going to start looking at how can I create terms or write an offer that's in my favor. If you're ever looking to say, hey, when is the time to buy? It's when it's in your favor. Do I think that's going to change? The average buyer's market lasts about 6 to 8 months if you look kind of at the data. So we'll see. Remember, between now and next year, a lot can happen. No one knows for sure. There could be another black swan event, God forbid. But I think this next 6 months, golden opportunity. I think if you're a buyer, it's about as good as it's going to get. If rates fall further, you can always refinance. And right now, you are not getting these 8 and 7% really high rates. You're actually getting rates historically that are right in line with where rates should be. So anyways, that's what the data says. We're going to look, and it's going to be a really interesting 6 months to look at inventory, what's going to happen there, what the Fed does, and how the overall market nationally ends up reacting to this data. The lower rates as it really push a lot of buyers in the market, and especially markets that have historically been hot, like here in Florida. So anyways, that's what the data says for this week. Reach out to me if you have any questions. As more information becomes available that moves the market, I'm going to cover it right here. Have a great day, great week, and I'll talk to you soon.